There was a recent article that read, "Internet trolls are just playing a different game than the rest of us." Bullying is rampant on the internet, and anonymity drives it. There are 3 classes of bullies you will find on the internet, and this tutorial will help you learn to avoid them, as they don't actually want a real discussion. Number 1, the asshole paladin. These are the true believers. They have a cause, be it men's rights activism or race realism. These guys believe they're on the side of science and bettering society. They sadly also don't understand debate, discussion, academic rigor, and those people go around starting fights in comments sections, and if you refuse to debate, they will call you a coward and spread it around to their fellow groups that you were too scared to debate them. There is zero point in debating these people. Their tactics are highly organized in confusion and one-sidedness. They have a collection of what I refer to as assertion bombs of masses and masses of links they will throw at you all at once that take several hours to pour through and confirm, some true but cherry-picked with no balancing context, and some completely false, but appearing true on the face of it, unless you do some actual digging. I had one guy send me 50 to 100 quotes of feminists indicating male hatred and inferiority. There were 1 or 2 that in about 5 minutes search I couldn't find anything to counter them, but 10 I easily found sources to debunk them, either because they were from fiction or because the context of the article had the terms defined for that article only, and if you read it outside of that article, it would be horrible to use. Of course, these guys never actually read feminist literature, they just got them from the MRA headquarters and disseminated them. Their actual studies are solid facts, but if you counter with actual studies to show comparative context, they deny and rationalize of providing and analyzing sufficient evidence for their arguments in the soft sciences. They also use the tactic of jumping quickly from one subject to the next, especially if you find flaws in their arguments, so you can never ever get to the root of the problem and correct their flawed understanding. A tactic that Ray Comfort uses, but unlike Ray, the asshole paladins don't recycle the same 3 arguments. They have way more than that, making them feel scientifically superior to you. Sadly, their knowledge is very broad, but incredibly shallow on any one topic, and when that happens, excrement can often float to the surface, leading to poor understanding of complex topics. These asshole paladins work very hard to spread their message, but don't actually understand human psychology and interaction, and how the human brain intakes ideas. They aren't looking to have a discussion, they're looking to preach and shove their ideals down your throat, and are the first people to complain about religion doing this. I found that many internet Muslims also use the same asshole paladin tactics, and will post basically entire sermons in one comment, and assume you will bother reading it. The second group is the fight clubbers. These are trolls who start fights just because they like to start fights. Win, lose, doesn't matter, just fighting. There's no point. Whatever point you take, they will take the counterpoint. Then they get angry when you don't take them seriously on topics that are actually important to them, because you can't trust a damn thing they say. They're playing a game, fighting, and not actually discussing, with no end goal. Fights will go on as long as they have to. The longer the discussion, the more points they get, and they will only make themselves sound legitimate, as they possibly have to, using a range of tactics from jeering you that their argument has won and you still haven't provided enough evidence, even if you've turned over an entire library of it, to sounding humble and capitulating on an idea when you start to see through their bullshit and are getting close to just walking away, making it sound like they're actually open-minded until they know they have you again and go back to their bullying tactics. These guys have actually taken advantage and hacked the debate tactics honed by YouTube's skeptic community for debating religious and climate change, and use all the same phrases of skeptic or scientific-minded people, just an asshole about it. They know how to push your buttons if you were good at debating anti-intellectuals and anti-science people like creationists or climate deniers, by claiming they are the true skeptics. The longer these debates go on, the more you lose and the more frustrated and irritated you get and feel like you wasted your time. I wasted about a year or 2 because I missed genuine discussions on YouTube from the good old days where people at least learned something. They are literally trying to hack your mind in the system of debate. In cyber hacking, this term is called social engineering, using tricks to take advantage of your best nature like trust, compassion, honesty, and helpfulness to get information out of you that they shouldn't have. Most hacking these days uses social engineering, and is still evolving and getting even more complex. This is exactly what they're doing with debates, and the bubbles of hackers and trolls probably intersect pretty often. Social engineering is probably why they're the first to deny that soft sciences are real sciences. They want to keep people in the dark on its actual power, so they can keep manipulating people easier. Like hackers, they get what they want out of you by manipulating your best qualities, and their goal is to make you miserable. The last and probably the worst are the ones who believe they're in Project Mayhem and are deliberately spreading misinformation. Did you know used motor oil makes good lawn fertilizer? These are the people who aren't even anarchists. They just want to destroy something beautiful and tear everything down. They have no plans for the future. They just want to inject chaos into the system. Anonymous is a hybrid of asshole paladins and social justice warriors, so they end up doing some good things 60% of the time and some really not great things about 40% of the time. The Project Mayhem assholes, however, are quite nihilistic and will do low-risk bullying and misinformation arguments in hopes that someone gets confused. They have nothing better to do with their lives, so they instead prey on the trust and goodwill of others to ensure no one is informed, kind of like Fox News. On top of this, they will go to painstaking lengths to do the work to spread rumors and give argument fodder to the asshole paladins. Avoid discussing anything with these people. You will not win. If you don't argue with them, they will spread that you're a coward. You are on an incredibly unlevel playing field with rules they decided on and will berate you for cowardice if you point this out. Unless you are a proud, cynical asshole yourself and can see through the bullshit and cow them into submission as they're very pack-oriented, do not, I repeat, do not engage. The skeptical heretic did a great job of taking fringe elements down to a sniveling coward because he's a proud, cynical asshole. I assume everyone is looking for the truth, and it breaks my brain to deal with people like him, so my debates with him were a weak tie at best, and I still can't figure out which of the three he actually is. I wasted a year of my life stressing out over trying to debate MRAs until I realized they have no interest in actually having a discussion. They want you to accept their dogma without actual debate and giving you time to research or taking time to research the wide range of data you may have or what you may have to say. A discussion involves piecemeal exchanges of information in bites small enough to be digested at a time, and courtesy to let the other take their turn. This is not a discussion, it's a no-holds-barred brawl, and they will call you chicken like Marty McFly. I have had better discussions with creationists and conservatives, as they are just incredibly uninformed and haven't thought through things. These guys collect your counter-arguments and use them to come up with rationalizations and not actual research to prepare them for the next time the argument is used on them. Creationists and conservatives come away from the debates slightly more informed on a topic. These guys come away with new strategies to harass people. If I deem you one of these three, I'm blocking you from here on out, and I will give you the chance to prove that you're not, even if you're just an asshole. You can spread to your fellow bullies that I was a coward, and will wear that as a badge of fucking honor. Sadly, enacting these in my own life is going to take a lot of work on my part because I'm quite passionate, but hopefully being better informed will help us all avoid these fucking assholes. One of the things we forget is that we got on YouTube because it was fun. And somewhere along the way we started taking ourselves way too seriously, and now feel like it's our duty to engage in all debates. If a debate stops being fun and begins to stretch you out, stop. If you see a conversation between two people that's longer than 3 to 5 messages and you can see that the conversation is going nowhere, and one person seems stuck and the other person fits one of these bills, send them a quick PM and point out the negative tactics being used and urge them to just ignore the person. As a community of skeptics, it will help us all out, and in the future these bullies could be treated as a thing of the past, or something your grandmother only engages in debating, like that nice Nigerian prince, because they are equally spam, a waste of your precious time.